This is 21 Questions. It's a little trivia podcast. My name's Mike. I've run trivia shows in pubs and clubs for over 20 years. Now I'm in your phone and I'm glad you're here with me. Let's go. Question 1. Which superhero is Peter Parker the alter ego of? That's Spider-Man. That's a nice easy one to get us started. Question 2. Which breed of dog is colloquially called a sausage dog? It's a dachshund. But I knew a guy who owned one and he'd go, I've got a Dachshund, and said it the proper German way, Dachshund. Anyway, Dachshund. Question 3. In the 1970s, which TV astronaut was rebuilt better, stronger, faster? That would be Steve Austin, better known as the $6 Million Man. Man, I loved that show when I was like 8. Amazing show. There was an action figure where he was in this red jumpsuit, but I didn't have one of those because we were poor when I was a kid. I don't think we were actually poor. I think my parents were just cheap. Question 4. True or false? The full and complete national anthem of Greece has 158 verses. That's actually true, and I'm just going to say it. That seems like a lot to me. Like, imagine standing for that at the football. You know when they go, please stand for the national anthem? Like, yeah, up you get. And then 2.5 hours, you're still standing there. Game hasn't started yet. They're only up to verse 98. Long time, man. Question 5, we're talking the Beat Poet movement. Which Jack is famous for that movement and for the novel On the Road? That's Jack Kerouac. I wanted to love On the Road. People talk about it. It's like a beat poem. It's a stream of consciousness novel. And because I'm used to a normal book, I'm waiting for a plot line to kick in. So there's one section where he goes, I met this girl. And you go, this will be the beginning of a romance. No, she's just never heard from again. On the Road. It's a classic, but I don't really get it. Question 6. Which fruit traditionally fills the centre of a Black Forest cake? That'd be the cherry. Many, many cherries in a Black Forest cake. Delightful. Question 7. Does the medical term pulmonary mean pertaining to the lungs or the skin? A pulmonary disease means there's something amiss with your lungs. Something to do with your skin would be cutaneous. After question 7, we do the first clues for the Who Am I. Today it's a person. Who am I? I was born in the United States in 1937 and spent years working in theatre and television before achieving major film success later in life. I gained wider recognition in the 1980s with roles that showcased my calm authority and distinctive voice. Now, calm authority and distinctive voice. Look, I know the answer because I wrote the question, but I sort of feel like some of you might go, distinctive voice, calm authority, and you'll know who that is. More clues after question 14 if you don't, though. Question 8. Which precious stone takes its name from the Greek word adamas, meaning unbreakable? Adamas is spelled A-D-A-M-A-S. That's the diamond. Question 9. So named because of the distinctive plane he flew, by what name was German World War I ace Manfred von Richthofen better known? Manfred von Richthofen, he was the Red Baron. He had the triplane, so 3 wings, and it was red, hence the name. Question 10. Which American actress won an Academy Award for the movie Cabaret and also appeared in Arthur with Dudley Moore and Sir John Gielgud? Liza Minnelli. Liza Minnelli, if you haven't seen the movie Arthur anytime recently, it's worth another look. I think it'll probably still hold up pretty well. Not the sequel, though. Question 11. True or false? The first Harley-Davidson motorcycle was manufactured in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 1903. Now, with the true falses, if you disagree with any of it, you should make it false. So in this case, first Harley-Davidson motorcycle manufactured in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That part's true. In 1903, that's also true. All of that was true. Question 12. Who has won more tennis Grand Slam titles? Novak Djokovic or Serena Williams? That'd be Novak. Novak's 124, Serena's 123. Question 13. It starts with S and it's the Australian version of an American cowboy. That'd be the Stockman. If you're ever out at Longreach, go to the Stockman's Hall of Fame. Apparently it's a good look. Question 14. Australian TV, but known right round the world. Bandit, Chili, Uncle Stripe and Aunt Trixie are all characters in which Aussie made kids animated show. That, of course, is Bluey, the juggernaut that is Bluey. More clues now for the Who Am I. If you remember, it's the American actor who got a break later in life, known for his calm authority, his distinctive voice. Who am I? I've portrayed a wide range of characters, including a wise mentor, a prison inmate serving a life sentence, and even President of the United States. My voice has become one of the most recognisable in the world, leading to frequent work as a narrator for documentaries and films. Do you know who that is yet? I think you might. More clues coming up after question 20. But for now, question 15. What is the capital of Ireland? Now, the capital of Ireland is Dublin, not to be confused with Belfast, which is, of course, in Northern Ireland. Question 16. Which single word can mean all of the following? A type of sword, to thwart, and a thin metal sheet. That's foil. Question 17. Is a group of rhinoceroses, can I just say rhinos, would that be fine? Is a group of rhinos called a clash, a smash, or a crash? A group of rhinos is a crash of rhinos. Question 18, famous literary detective time. Did Sherlock Holmes live on High Street, Baker Street, or Oxford Street? Baker Street, where his landlord was Mrs. Hudson. Question 19, is this person still alive or not so much? Today, it's David Prowse, the actor who played the body of Darth Vader in the first Star Wars films. We also mentioned him the other week as being the coach who got Christopher Reeve in shape to play Superman. Is David Prowse still alive or not so much? You know what? David Prowse has been dead for a long time. He died in the year 2000. Question 20. Which rock group named two of their albums after movies by the Marx Brothers? The rock group is Queen. The albums were A Night at the Opera in 1975 and A Day at the Races in 1976. Final clues now for the Who Am I? Who am I? I won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for my role in $1 Million Baby, but I'm probably best known for my role in The Shawshank Redemption. I'm often cast as a figure of wisdom, authority, or moral guidance, and that is because I am, of course, Morgan Freeman. The answer to today's Who Am I is Morgan Freeman. Nice one. Okay, that is 21 questions done and dusted, but at the end of each episode we do a player question which you are free to send in and suggest as well if you would like to, just like Kim did. Last episode, Kim sent in, is the world's shortest international land border greater or less than 1 kilometre? I had to Google this, but it's less. It's the border between Spain and Morocco, specifically the part called Penon de Vélez des la Gomera. I have no idea if I said that correctly, but those are the letters on the page. It's only 85 metres long, this part of the border between Spain and Morocco. Great question, Kim, and I have to wonder how you know that. Have you been there? That's a weird bit of information to have rattling around in your head, but I love it. This episode, this is great, Bronwyn from Sunshine Coast, hello Bronnie, asked the question, what does the E stand for in Wile E. Coyote's name? Wile E. Coyote, the Roadrunner character. I didn't know it stood for anything, but I guess it stands to reason that it might. Great question, Bronwyn from Sunshine Coast. I appreciate you sending that in. Now, if you're sitting there listening thinking, I could send a trivia question in, I have to agree, you absolutely could, and I'm not going to make a big deal of it, but why haven't you? send me a trivia question. I'll ask it on this show. You can get your question to me by sending me a message on Facebook, 21 Questions by Trivia Tribe. You'll know the logo. It's the same as one of the podcasts. Or you can email me direct, mike@triviatribe.com.au. Excellent. So I was talking to my friend Mark. Mark McConville has got a podcast of his own. It's called the Laughter Clinic Podcast, and I was a guest on it a while ago. If you're interested in mental health and various other things of that nature, have a listen. Mark McConville, it's called the Laughter Clinic Podcast. Mark's a stand-up comedian, and we were doing a gig together last weekend, and he told me that when he and his bride Sophie listened to this podcast in the car, they pause it between each question, discuss it, debate it, provide an answer, move on. And that's a really valuable insight to me. I'd love to know how people listen to this podcast, how they consume it, and what kind of scores you get. If you want to drop me a line and do that, I'd really appreciate that. This podcast comes out every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and I love that we meet here every couple of days and play some trivia together. I'll catch you next time. I've been Mike van Acker. I love you. Bye.